Because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us, if y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sitting out.
That's a possibility.
I guarantee you, the intelligent folks, and there are plenty in the WNBA, are saying, will you two idiots just shut up? Sit out.
Girl, y'all benefited from everything. Y'all youngins benefited from NIL.
What does that mean? We deserve more.
You lost 40, 50 million. You know who would clap for you all sitting out? The NBA. So they don't have to subsidize your dumbasses to the tune of 40 to 50 million a year.
Reese just made the most ridiculous demand in WNBA history. She still believes she should be paid NBA-level money despite missing layups and fighting opponents in games.
Angel Reese wants credit. The reason why WNBA is up is because of Angel Reese. She's not getting enough credit. She did this too. She taunted Caitlin Clark. She made this whole...
Furthermore, she had the audacity to threaten a lockout if the league didn't grant her demands.
You just threaten the lockout. If y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out. This is why sometimes you probably should have somebody look over a podcast. She's threatening to go on strike. I actually understand it's the way negotiations work in the CBA, not on a podcast.
This is the epitome of entitlement, and now we'll explain why Angel Reese is wrong, how she's harming the WNBA, and why no one would even notice if she actually skipped games.
Stupid arrogance, entitlement, racism, sexism will fly. I
don't like Angel Reese. She's just bad news. She's just an angry feminist. She may marry Brittany Griner at some point. Who knows? I find Angel Reese completely unlikable.
Before we discuss her court failures, let's talk about her performance. If you're asking for a pay increase, you should at least be playing well, but Reese has been making bad shots lately, having trouble finishing at the rim, and putting up ineffective stats.
Isn't she shooting like 35% from the field? Can somebody tell me who in the world watches a 35% shooter from the paint that is basically grabbing her own rebounds from her own missed shot?
You can't be a post player in her mid-30s and expect to be taken seriously based alone on her field goal percent. Her own supporters have also observed how she inflates her rebounding figures by routinely missing her own shots.
That didn't stop WNBA players and head morons, head haters, head racists, head sexists, Angel Reese and her sidekick, Dejanay Carrington, from going on a podcast. And when these two go on a podcast, you know what's going to happen. You got a duck. There's more stupid. I guarantee you, those women, the intelligent ones, the one that have a brain, the one that are actually going to sit down and do this, are saying to Angel Reese, shut up, take off your clothes, show your ass, talk about how Hollywood stars want to date you, and move it along. Let us handle this. And you just keep being stupid and work on...
She spends more time fighting opponents, causing controversy, and humiliating players she dislikes than she does controlling the game. Not to mention her actions on the court, where she has a history of needless altercations, trash-talking players, and attempting to intimidate opponents with conceit rather than skill.
I love how y'all have selective hearing. I said I'm hearing if they don't give us what we want, we sitting out. And that's the truth. Good.
This is the same person that literally said she didn't know what her WNBA salary was and that it didn't even cover her rent. Angel Reese makes at least $5 million.
Mocking history despite becoming one of the WNBA's most contentious players due to her tendency to start arguments and play the victim when things don't go her way. Caitlin Clark believes she contributes to the league's expansion and should receive a larger salary.
If I'm an NBA owner, I didn't get rich by wasting a couple million on something that has no chance of making money. These two, sit out. Sit out. See what happens. Now, I would miss watching the Fever. I would miss watching Caitlin Clark, but I wouldn't miss anything else.
Mocking history despite becoming one of the WNBA's most contentious players due to her tendency to start arguments and play the victim when things don't go her way. Caitlin Clark believes she contributes to the league's expansion and should receive a larger salary.
Angel Reese came into the league without Caitlin Clark. Nobody would know who Dejan Carrington was, her sidekick, or no one would know who Angel Reese is.
Games without any features. Despite Caitlin Clark's difficulty drawing large audiences and the fact that Clark's presence alone increases ratings and ticket sales, Reese has the gall to assert that she is equally significant, which is blatantly false.
You know, you'd actually, if you really want to go into business, you need to pay some money back. You made absolutely nothing. You haven't really enhanced the league. Caitlin Clark has.
We have to be completely honest about this, whether we like it or not. 90% of this revived or renewed interest is really based around one singular play.
To make matters worse, She is now going so far as to threaten a lockout if the WNBA doesn't give her and her teammates a huge raise. However, why should the league pay her more when she isn't performing well on the court? Why should owners spend more money on a player who can't even dominate in a struggling league? Reese is acting like an MVP caliber player when, in fact, she still has a long way to go before she can even be regarded as one of the best in the league.
If I was funding this league, I'd say, all right, hold on. You got a golden goose. We all got one in Caitlin Clark. These people that are criticizing Caitlin Clark, these people that are hitting Caitlin Clark, these people that are talking as if they are as important as Caitlin Clark are hurting our opportunity. They're hurting the brand.
This is just an instance of entitlement combined with overconfidence. Because of the social media buzz surrounding her, Angel Reese thinks she is a celebrity, but a league doesn't really appreciate hype.
I mean, you want to grow the game? All right, grow the game. All I'm saying is if you want to play in the big leagues, if you want to be somebody that transcends the game, you got to have a personality. I will give Angel Reese this. She has a personality. It's ignorance. It's stupid. I mean, it's really stupid.
She should concentrate on raising her game, having an impact, and demonstrating her value on the court rather than complaining about pay and causing needless controversy if she truly wants to get paid more. And if she and others like Day Carrington want to sit out, nobody will notice.
Instead, people are saying, look, morons, you're just morons. And the more you talk, the dumber you sound. I hate to say it.
Because Caitlin Clark and a few other genuine talent had the true star power, the WNBA would continue to expand. Conversely, Reese would simply be another unmemorable athlete who talked too much and did too little.
Continue to use my voice to speak for what we want and deserve as a league. Thank you. No, that's not what you did. You said me, I. They're going to get more than us. I deserve more, blah, blah, blah. Oh, shut up.
Next up, we'll dissect why Angel Reese's demand for more money is completely nonsensical and how the WNBA's business model demonstrates that she has no idea how the league functions.
Stay tuned.
Angel Reese and Day Carrington are out there pretending to be the WNBA as a billion-dollar empire, but the league still depends on the NBA for financial survival. These players claim to want NBA-level compensation, but they don't even appear to comprehend how their own league functions.
I guarantee you, people that are actually going to be at the negotiating table are saying right now this word. Will you shut up?
Let's first examine why the WNBA cannot afford significant pay increases in contrast to the NBA, which makes billions of dollars from TV deals, ticket sales, sponsorships, and merchandise. The WNBA is still losing money and is heavily reliant on the NBA for financial support to remain afloat. According to reports, the NBA invests between $40 and $50 million annually in the WNBA to keep the lights on.
I have a suggestion for you. Don't sit out. You have a real opportunity right now. The only time, think about it, baseball is going to go away on ESPN. ESPN is pushing women's sports like never before. Instead of having every single person with a reasonable mind say, look, morons, nobody's going to miss you. This is your time. Take advantage of...
Let's not forget that these WNBA players already get more money than their league does. So when Angel Reese and her friends start asking for salary increases, where do they believe the extra money is coming from? Compared to NBA pay, the average WNBA salary represents a significantly higher portion of league revenue. NBA players get almost half of the league's total revenue, but in the WNBA, they earn more than 20% more, indicating that they are truly receiving a far better deal than their league's financial circumstances warrant.
Tell these idiots to shut up, stand down, because their threats are meaningless to the average viewer.
However, this is where Angel Reese truly reveals her lack of knowledge. She complained on a podcast about how a new collective bargaining agreement, CBA, will force the WNBA rookies of the future to earn more than she does. Instead of concentrating on obtaining her next big deal through skill and hard work, she pretended that this was some sort of tremendous injustice, utterly disregarding the reality that every league in the world experiences wage increases over time as their revenue grows. That's just how sports economics work to performance. She's complaining that players might earn more than her in the future, which isn't certain. And let's talk about the biggest falsehood that Angel Reese continues to promote: the notion that she contributes to the WNBA's expansion.
Beats the hell out of watching Angel Reese miss free throws and layups and throw the ball off the underneath of the backboard and not know the rules. Stop it, stupid.
In actuality, she is not the cause of the WNBA's success. Caitlin Clark is the reason behind the NBA's highest ratings and ticket sales this season. In fact, the only games that regularly sell out are those involving the Indiana Fever, and we all know why. Caitlin Clark plays for that team. In contrast, Angel Reese's games don't draw nearly as many fans, and they don't draw large crowds. Reese is not among the few marketable studs that dominate the league due to missed layups and pick fights.
No accountability for black female feminists. They can say anything, and if you criticize it, you're racist. Period. End of story.
However, she still feels that she should be paid more simply because she is a loud voice in the room. Sports salaries are determined by market value, not entitlement. If the WNBA were a lucrative billion-dollar league, players could certainly demand higher salaries, but since the league is still having financial difficulties and Reese isn't even a top player, why should she receive more money? Let's face it, if Angel Reese and DJ Carrington actually sit out, the league would save more money rather than squandering it on players who are more dramatic than talented.
Angel Carrington, you wouldn't even know who she was if she didn't try to beat up Caitlin Clark in a game. You wouldn't even know, but these two clowns got together as the dumbest people in sports and saying, wait for it, they need more money, threatening to hold out if they don't get what they want.
Reese's entitlement and ignorance are ultimately placing her in a difficult situation. She believes she is convincing the WNBA to increase her salary, but in reality, she is only exposing herself as someone who doesn't understand how the business of sports operates if she and her peers actually carry out their threat to boycott the league. In fact, WNBA owners would likely be overjoyed if players like Reese left because it would mean they wouldn't have to continue funding mediocrity. The WNBA won't fail. It will keep expanding even without them. Next, we'll examine how Angel Reese's public outburst and threats are harming her own prospects in the league and why they're really making her appear worse rather than better.
I think Angel's more concerned about being an influencer, content creator, over being a better basketball player. This was her taking pictures, hanging out with some rappers and producers, etc.
You think you could get a bucket in this format, full court 3-on-3?
You don't think I can get a bucket?
Yeah.
If Angel Reese on my team, yeah.
Keep an eye on things now. To be honest, Angel Reese is replaceable. She is not an MVP caliber player, a dominant scorer, or even a dependable presence on the court. She is a below-average shooter who frequently misses layups, fights opponents, and adds needless drama to the game. Instead of establishing herself as a valuable player in the WNBA, she is destroying her own career more than anyone else could by running her mouth, making demands that no one takes seriously, and threatening to sit out as if the league would suffer. If she were, what specifically would the WNBA lose by sitting out? On their podcast, Angel Reese and Jai Carrington made a big deal out of saying that if you don't give us what we want, we'll sit out. But the question is, who would care? In the NBA, a star player's absence can rock the league, but in the WNBA, players like Reese's absence would hardly make a dent.
Anybody notice? Here's these two fools.
Yeah, the CBA is coming up. I can't wait.
Girl, y'all benefited from everything. Y'all youngins benefited from NIL.
What does that mean? We deserve more.
Of course,
everybody.
I agree.
Everybody.
I agree with that.
But we gotta face the consequences.
But
Damn, we gotta get it up.
y'all gotta
like
do
y'all.
something. Y'all gotta do something.
But the women coming in, not this year, but next year, or
Yeah.
the ones coming in this year will still be on the rookie contract again. The ones that the year after, they gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us.
No, they are.
I'm hurt.
They are. Like, yeah. I've been in the meetings. They are.
I need to get in the. I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the
I
meeting.
gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sit out.
That's a possibility for real.
Yeah.
It was.
Actually, owners may even embrace it. If the WNBA had to choose between investing in real stars like Caitlin Clark and A.A. Wilson or throwing money at players who bring more controversy than talent, it would be easier for the league to save money because the league is already having financial difficulties and players are demanding more money than it can afford. Top athletes are obviously careful with their words because they know that how you come across matters not only in the game but also in business endorsements and public appearances. Though her own WNBA peers must be shaking their heads at her right now, Angel Reese is out there leaking CBA negotiation details on a podcast, talking about pay increases and making baseless threats that hurt her standing in the league. Serious, Business-savvy players know that negotiations are handled professionally behind closed doors, not on a public podcast. Raise isn't doing anyone any good. Instead, she's making herself appear foolish and giving WNBA owners even more reason to disregard her.
Angel Reese is never going to improve her basketball skills. Check this out.
I see you miss layups just like they do and everything, but forget them. You know, I mean, I miss layups too. So, I mean,
everybody miss layups, but they can't get mad if I get the rebound. Box me out.
Yeah. Don't be mad because your fade didn't box her out. That's what I say. Period.
I see your miss layups like they do, but forget them. What the fuck do you mean forget them? This is why Angel Reese's game is never going to get better, y'all. Her mom telling her this and her fans are the same exact way. Zero accountability, bro. Imagine this, y'all. You playing basketball in front of the whole world. People have been constantly criticizing your game and you messing up on the court. There's all this film and everything about what you need to do better and what you're messing up on. And your mom is just sitting here telling you, well, forget them. Just forget them, bro. Like, that's terrible advice. Like we see why Angel Reese is the way that she is. Man, look at how her mom is just talking to her, telling her just forget them, bro. But then y'all are so mad that the world doesn't like her and talk so much shit about her, bro.
Right.
And then she's like, oh, everybody misses layups. I'm so tired of this everybody misses layups thing. Yes. A whole bunch of basketball players miss layups, but people are not missing layups like Angel Reese, bro.
Fact.
Statistically the worst finisher in the league. So that means you're last and at the bottom. So that means you're the worst and nobody is missing like you are. God, this is not rocket science. Angel Reese GPA holders, bro. This is not rocket science, man. This is amazing. Y'all just cannot keep it real with this girl, bro. That's why she looks like an unrivaled. That clip that just came out with her getting blocked by Breanna Stewart like 3 times or something, and then she finally made this shot, bro. That's why her game looks like it's not even improved at all, man. And then the whole, you gotta box me out to get the, bro, you should be making the shot, bro. Instead of sitting up here talking about, people aren't boxing you out and all of this bullshit. Like, if you make the shot, bro, we wouldn't be even sitting up here talking about these whole rebounds and over and that bullshit, man. But it's crazy, bro. It's crazy I came across that clip. I just saw somebody post it today, and I'm like, damn, bro. No wonder this girl does not take account.
Reese and Carrington are out here acting like they are the reason for the WNBA's success, when in reality, they are making things worse. Rather than talking about improving her game, Reese is talking about holding out. The WNBA is finally seeing some growth, but not because of Angel Reese. It's because of Caitlin Clark, who has brought in record-breaking ratings and new fans to a league that has struggled for years. The last thing the WNBA needs is someone like Reese bringing the league down with needless drama instead of helping to build the sport. For more money rather than concentrating on basketball, she's occupied with stirring up controversy rather than improving her marketability. By becoming a persistent issue, she's decreasing her value.
Angel Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion. She has no skills. She knows that she's not a very good basketball player. That's why she spends so much time half naked and taking pictures and promoting things that have nothing to do with basketball.
This is Angel Reese, the content creator side. It's pretty clear basketball is her top priority. I cannot imagine how anybody could view this athlete in any other way. It's clear basketball is front and foremost. This is all helping with things like shooting better from the field and missing layups. She has no rhythm, just like she can't make a layup. Practice layups. OnlyFans in.
Let's act like true angels. Reese's moment in the spotlight is fleeting. The only reason she is even relevant at the moment is because she set herself up as a rival to Caitlin Clark. However, rivalries only last as long as both players have comparable skill levels, and Reese is far below Clark's level. If she keeps playing poorly, stirring up drama, and making absurd demands, she will become just another forgettable WNBA player, while Caitlin Clark, A.L. Wilson, and other legitimate stars will continue to grow the game. draw fans, earn real money, and this is the biggest irony. The WNBA's expansion is Reese's best shot at securing a bigger contract down the road, but by threatening a lockout, controversy, and creating at the end of the day, Angel Reese is her own worst enemy because of her entitlement, arrogance, and lack of self-awareness, which are damaging her career and demonstrating that she is not prepared to be taken seriously as a professional athlete. She is also slowing down the very advancement in a league that could ultimately help her.
I cannot believe this is actually a clip that somebody put out to try to make her look good. This makes her look terrible. I'm shocked. That was pathetic. And then finally, she makes the layup. We're celebrating that? Really? Taller than hell out there. Can't hit a layup. Get in the lab, shoot 200 layups a day, every single 365 days. Is there anybody else in the WNBA or NBA that does this more than Reese? From tonight's game, third quarter, in 16 seconds, Reese took 4 shots, missed the first 3 shots, got an offensive rebound off her own 3 misses, and then finally made the 4th. But, quote, double-double, this looks just like Chicago Sky shit from last year. This dude's a white dude. He's getting called a racist over basketball criticism.
You must watch this video. 3 or 4 steps ahead of everyone, one person on the down court with the basketball makes a simple layup and tosses it to the female behind her without any technique. Look at this group of people. Lexi Hall is right here, about to come out here, grabs the ball, and is going to pass it in the Angel. Does she get the ball? Angel missed another ridiculous layup in addition to failing to send the ball back to Lexi Hall.
Gotta see this clip. One's down court with the basketball, 3-4 steps ahead of everybody, has an easy layup, and throws it to the girl behind her. No skills.
So Lexi Hall's right here, right? She's going to come out here. She gets the ball, going to pass it into Angel. Look at this, folks. That's Lexi Hall. Wide ass open. Does she get the ball? Angel not only did not pass the ball back out to Lexi Hall, but she missed another freaking layup.
Next, we conclude with the last reality check, which explains why Angel Reese's threats are ineffective, why the WNBA will move on without her, and why every time she talks, she is securing her own doom. Stay tuned. The WNBA will eventually move on, even if Angel Reese continues to gripe and threaten to sit out. Without her, and nobody will care, she's not the reason for the league's growth, she's not the face of women's basketball, and she's definitely not worth NBA money when she can't even perform at an elite level. Her terrible shooting, constant drama, and entitled attitude are doing nothing but hurting her own career instead of making herself more valuable. She's making herself easier to ignore. If she really wants more money, maybe she should start by hitting her shots, staying out of unnecessary fights, and actually helping the WNBA grow instead of tearing it down with childish demands at this rate. While the true stars, the players who truly perform on the field, continue to succeed, Angel Reese is positioning herself to become just another forgotten name in WNBA history. So go ahead, Angel. If anyone notices, please let me know in the comments. Do you believe that Angel Reese is harming the WNBA with her absurd demands? Or is she simply another loud voice that doesn't actually have any influence? I'll see you in the next one, and please subscribe for more.
People thought there was great momentum. People thought Angel Reese could draw. No, nobody wants to watch Angel Reese. Come on.
We know that the WNBA numbers with her and versus the numbers in the WNBA without her also have a major gap. And this really makes us realize the power of Caitlin Clark, the appeal of Caitlin Clark.